there's going to be somebody, maybe to yourself, maybe it's going to be your sibling, maybe it's going to be your best friend, maybe it's going to be an acquaintance. Somebody's going to, at some point in your life, have a condition or a reason why you go, maybe you should seek out some help and assistance, right? And you remember some of the discussion here today and know, like the pie chart here shows, like family and friends, this huge section of the pie here is you. This is one of the studies I ran early on in my research lab. Like this pie, this is all of you here, friends and family, right? And they're going to go to you before they're going to go to anybody else. And so being able to say to them, yes, this is something that you should seek out help for. Yes, this is part of our heritage, you know. And for anyone who asks, what about the imams? Because I definitely don't want to have like, poo-pooed on them here, mashallah. I'm part of that group. No, I'm not an imam, I'm a female, obviously, but I am definitely on the woman's side, an ustad, right? So like, this is my community too. These are the circles and the people and the ilm and knowledge that the circles in which I work in as well. And what I am saying though very clearly is that, yes, they are very helpful, but it would be wonderful to also train our imams to have the language with which to say, this is my lane and what I know. And beyond this, let's get you to some professional help and care. And vice versa, right? I think if we can all do that respectfully, that whole example I gave about the plumber versus the mechanic, like you don't send people to the wrong direction, right? When they need that kind of help. So in conclusion, how do you know to seek out, and for you or your family members to kind of seek out help and care when needed? It's really important to know this. If the conditions and the symptoms that you're seeing in yourself or your loved one is reaching a point where it's kind of overwhelming and it's starting to enter into the space of your ordinary daily function, that is when you or your loved one needs that support and help of a professional. Which means, like, you remember the example I gave about waswasa and how I said all of us have that kind of waswasa, all humans have some waswasa, but when it gets to a point that it's so much, it kind of like, kind of filters so much into your daily life that it limits your effectiveness and your ability and your capacity on your daily basis to do, if you're a student, to do your schoolwork, and your family, to carry out family functions, right? And so on. This is when help and support is really needed. And I really encourage you to remember that, including and especially some of the taboo subjects, which we didn't talk about today, but things like suicidal thinking, which is actually, unfortunately, one of those things we brush under the rug, but it's very much prevalent in our communities as well. And we have a whole line of suicide research in the lab as well to address this, drug addiction, and the list goes on and on and on.